The twin sons of Zarian burned crimson across the shattered city. Smoke curled through the ruins. Where once the alien empires, marble spires gleamed. The invasion had ended months ago. Humanity had withdrawn, leaving only peacekeepers and medics behind. But peace never truly came. Captain Leon Hayes stood near the edge of a collapsed tower, scanning the square through his visor. The crowd below was wild, hurling shards of stone and metal toward young alien girls kneeling in the dust. Their pale green skin was streaked with blood and tears. "Those are the Varen sisters," murmured Sergeant Imani. "Collaborators, the locals say." Leon's jaw tightened. He'd seen this before, hatred reborn in the ashes of war. "We're not here to judge. We're here to stop this." As he descended the broken steps, a rock smashed into the younger girl's shoulder. She screamed. The older one, her eyes bright like molten silver, threw herself over her sister. "Please," she cried, her voice trembling but loud enough to pierce the chaos. "Save my sister. I'll be your slave forever." The mob hesitated for a second, startled by her words. But then someone shouted, "No humans here. Let justice be done." Leon's rifle hummed as he fired a warning burst into the air. "That's enough." His amplified voice echoed like thunder. "Anyone who throws another stone answers to me." The crowd froze. He strode forward, helmet retracting to reveal the face of a man too tired for fear. "You think killing children will fix your broken pride?" he growled. "I've seen whole worlds burn because someone believed that." The aliens shrank back. Leon knelt beside the sisters. The younger one whimpered, her breathing shallow. "Easy," he said softly. "You're safe now." The older sister's silver eyes met his, shining with a strange mixture of terror and devotion. You came," she whispered. "No one ever comes." Leon lifted her sister into his arms. "Someone always should," he said quietly, walking away through the silent crowd. Above them, the suns dipped lower, bleeding red light, across the ruins. The older sister followed, her chains of fear replaced by a silent vow. She would serve this human not out of slavery, but out of something she didn't yet understand. Something called hope. The night fell heavy on Zarian Ivy. The wind howled through cracked domes and shattered towers, whispering the ghosts of a once proud empire. Captain Leon Hayes sat beside a flickering fire inside an abandoned outpost, cleaning his weapon in silence. Across from him, the alien girl, the one who had screamed for her sister, watched him with wide, unblinking eyes. Her name was Lyra Varen, last surviving noble of the fallen house of Varen. Her sister Alia slept on a cot beside her, wounds wrapped in nanofiber bandages. "You could have left us," Lyra said quietly. "No one would blame you. Humans owe us nothing." Leon didn't look up. "Doesn't matter what we owe. It matters what's right." Lyra's lips trembled. "Right," she repeated bitterly. "Your people destroyed our fleets, our cities. You broke our gods. And yet you saved me. Why?" Leon finally met her gaze. "Because someone has to break the cycle. You call it war. I call it madness." For a long time, there was only the crackle of fire. Then, from the shadows, heavy footsteps approached. 3 armored aliens entered the ruin, local enforcers of the new regime. Their eyes gleamed under bronze helmets. "Human," the leader snarled, "you have interfered with Zarian justice. Hand over the traitors." Leon rose slowly, standing between them and the sisters. "Not happening. They're collaborators," one spat. "They deserve the stones." I've seen what vengeance looks like, Leon said. His voice low, but hard as steel. It never stops until someone refuses to throw the next one. The leader drew his plasma blade. Then die with them. Before he could strike, Lyara moved. With a flash of alien speed, she leaped in front of Leon. Taking the glowing blade across her arm, she screamed, collapsing to her knees. Leon's rifle roared. The air filled with fire and light. When the smoke cleared, the enforcers were gone, driven back, wounded but alive. Leon knelt beside Lyara, gripping her wrist. You idiot, he snapped. Why would you do that? She smiled weakly through pain. Because I gave my word. You saved my sister. Now I protect you. Leon shook his head, wrapping her wound. That's not how it works. For humans, maybe, she whispered, eyes fluttering. For us, honor is life. He stared at her as dawn's first light crept into the ruins. For the first time since the war, Leon wondered if maybe, just maybe, humanity wasn't the only species capable of redemption.
The morning sun rose over Zareen for like a bloodstained crown. Smoke coiled across the ruins as sirens wailed in the distance. The Alien Council had declared Leon Hayes an enemy of the planet. His crime, protecting the Traitor Sisters. Inside the crumbling temple that now served as their refuge, Leon checked his communicator. No signal. The extraction ship was still an hour away. They had to survive until then. Lyara stood beside him, arm wrapped in fresh bandages, her silver eyes burning with resolve. They're coming, she said softly. Hundreds of them. Leon loaded his rifle. Then we make this place hell before they reach us. He handed her a pistol. She hesitated. This is human tech. Today, he said grimly, you're fighting for human ideals, for mercy, for freedom. Use it. Elia clung to Lyara's leg, whispering, Sister, please don't go. Lyara knelt, touching her forehead gently. Stay hidden, little star. We'll both come back. Then the storm came. The mob surged through the streets, soldiers, zealots, and hunters shouting for blood. Plasma bolts scorched the air as Leon fired from the doorway, his rifle thundering. Every shot was precise, deliberate. Beside him, Lyara fought with a mixture of grace and fury. Her movements fluid, alien, beautiful and terrible all at once. When their ammo ran low, Leon set the rifle aside and drew his combat knife. Stay behind me, he barked. No, she said fiercely. I stand with you. The enemies closed in, until suddenly, the sky split apart with the scream of engines. The human frigate Aegis descended through the smoke, floodlights blazing. Dropships deployed like falling stars. Marines poured out, forming a wall of steel around the temple. A voice boomed from the frigate's loudspeakers. This is the United Earth Alliance. Lay down your weapons. The alien mob froze. Humanity had returned, not as conquerors, but as protectors. Lyara sank to her knees, trembling. Leon helped her up, his armor scorched and dented. You're free now, he said softly. She looked at him, tears glistening in her eyes. You humans. You fight for others, even when you've lost everything. Why? Leon smiled faintly. Because that's what makes us human. As the dropship lifted off, Lyara held her sister close, watching the burning city shrink beneath them. Somewhere deep inside, she made a silent vow. If humanity could care for others beyond their own kind, then maybe there was hope for the galaxy yet. And from that day on, whenever anyone on Zareen spoke of the war, they didn't just remember the fall of empires. They remembered the human who defied them all to save 2 alien girls.